Hello everyone. So today we'll be talking about a new concept in AWS called auto scaling. You might have seen this on the screen. AWS Amazon easy to auto scaling. So let's see what is auto scaling, what does it do, and why we use it, and how to use it obviously. So let's take a scenario as usual. Let's say um I have my application, load balancer is there with my servers, easy to servers, let's say 5 as an example. So 5 instances are running, and yeah, load balancer is there, I'm accessing, all good. So now users got increased, and of course as usual the request got increased. My 5 servers can't handle it, so I need one more server. So I need 6 servers now. I mean, earlier there was 5, now I need one more, so 6, because so that I can the load can be handled. So obviously load balancer will do that, right? So all I need to is create a new server and add that server to load balancer. That's what I want to do. Okay, so I need it, so I can manually created a server, whatever, inside, whatever the tools and applications inside it. So I'll install in the server and I'll add the server to load balancer. Okay, that is fine. Weird, but as of now I did that manually. So one server, it's okay, I can do it manually, it's fine, no worries. Imagine that is also not enough. 6 also not enough. So as per my request counts, I'm seeing all are full, all 6 servers are full. I need to maybe have 6 more as per my calculation, whatever it is. So 6 more servers I need to create. Okay, I'll create 6 also. That is also fine. Again manually I created. Okay, that is also good. But imagine if I have a same scenario, let's say maybe hundreds of servers, because applications like let's say Google or this AWS or it can Azure, any famous applications will have lakhs of users, right? Per minute, millions of requests they'll be getting. Imagine, can we do that manually? Can we create the instances manually to handle the load? By the time you create it, you add to your load balancer, the request might have count might have increased. So it will be too much. You can't do it manually. So I want to make it automatic. So this is one scenario. So remind that this is one scenario. I want to add instances. I want to increase instances. In simpler terms, we call it scaling. Scaling, scale up, scale down. Increase and decrease, obviously. So in simpler terms, increase and decrease. Let's say in AWS terms, scaling and scale up and scale down. So this is one scenario. So I want to automatically scale up instances and scale down also when I don't want it, because obviously these AWS instances are hourly based pricing. I don't want to pay if I'm not using. Why I need to run the servers? I need to stop them automatically again. Okay, this is one scenario. Another scenario, same, take the same example, maybe load balancer with 5 instances, all good. One server is down for some reason, I don't know why. Maybe hard disk crashed, as an example I'm just saying, or memory is full, CPU is full, or let's say server OS itself is crashed, we can't do anything about it. So now only 4 are there, one is down, 4 are there out of 5, but I need 5. So what I do, I'll create it manually, add it again. Imagine that you're sleeping 2 a.m., with AC on, and you got a mail that, or someone in the night shift ping you that, hey, one of our instance got down, I need to create it. Can you give me access to create the EC2 instance? So at that time you have to wake up, open your laptop, blah blah, do something or whatever it is. Not a good approach again, I would say, because by the time you create an instance manually, you set up everything, your load might have increased, your application might have crashed because of not handling the load. So I want this to be automated also to maintain the high availability of our application, to make sure that minimum servers are running to handle our application load. If something goes wrong, it should automatically create this. We have seen the similar concept. If you remember, in Kubernetes, autoscaling is a HPA, horizontal pod autoscaler. We've seen the same concept. increasing the pods and decreasing scaling and scale down the pods based on your incoming load. Same thing here at AWS level, that's it for instances. So second scenario is this one. If something goes wrong, I need to replace it automatically. And first scenario is based on the load, I need to scale up and scale down. As of now, I'm doing it manually. How to do it? How to make it automatic? That's where the auto scaling concept comes. Of course, auto scaling concept is everywhere. So in AWS, we are seeing for EC2 level instances level auto scaling. Simply just you can see the option. It's very easy to create, very easy to you do it. So all you have to, I'm telling you again, right? All you have to do is understand the concept, and of course, creation is very easy. So simply open EC2 dashboard. If you see, scroll to last auto scaling groups. Click on create auto scaling group. Auto scaling group. Why we call it auto scaling group? Because it's a group of servers. Obviously, that's why auto scaling group. ASG, simply ASG, auto scaling group. We should, as a shortcut, we call it ASG like that. So now give some name. It's saying any name, maybe demo ASG something. Sorry, my bad. And next thing, it's asking something called launch template. What is this launch template? Let's see. See, as of now, we told auto scaling does the scale in based on the load and scale down based on the load, obviously, and maintain the availability. All this it will be done automatically. We don't need to. We just need to configure it. It will do it. But imagine now, scale down is okay. So I have 5 servers. My load is not there that much. So you can remove few servers. It's okay. It's okay. But scale up, it means we are creating new machines, right? So this is a type of horizontal scaling. It means increasing the machines. The count. Here we are scaling up. It means we are creating new machines. But how it needs to create? See, I told create a mission. That's it. But what are required to create an EC2? You need AMI, you need security group rules, you need firewall. Sorry, both are same. Sorry, you need key pair, you need storage, you need a network. You need all these things. Of course, instance type. So you need all these things to scale up your mission, right? To create an EC2 instance, correct? So without providing you any of the details, can you I simply told you, hey, create an instance. Obviously you'll ask questions. What type of mission you need, and what is OS you want, Windows, Linux, Mac, whatever it is, how much storage required. We'll ask general questions, right? Similarly, auto scaling also. Hey, you told me to scale up, and you told me when to scale up also. That is also fine. But what I need to use in order to scale up, that's where this launch template comes. Here we are creating a template, something called launch template. So here what's happening is simply whatever is required to create a mission. When you click on launch instance, you will see some details page, name, blah blah blah, storage, keeper, and all these things, right? Same thing we'll select here, so that auto scaling group will use those details in order to scale up the servers. Whenever scaling up the servers, whenever it's creating new servers, since we can't directly choose the options, we are creating a template. It's like a format we are giving to the auto scaling group, and it will use that template to spin up the EC2 missions. Let's create a launch template. Simply you can see here, click on the launch template, or if you have existing, obviously there is nothing, you can select here. If you let me open launch template, see, you'll see it's just an EC2 instance page, but in a template format we are creating, so that it will use this template. So what is the template? You can give any name. First thing, name demo LT means launch template. Description something, whatever it is. And what is the OS image you want? You can choose anything recently launched. Recently whatever we have used, it will show a list here. So you can see we have used 3 things. So anything whichever you want. Let's keep it Amazon Linux 23. It's fine. Anyway, I don't log into them now. Next, instance type. T2 micro for me is fine. You can choose whatever you want. Key pair. What key pair? Oh, I don't have specify custom value. Okay, I don't have it. But yeah, if you want, you can select a key pair. That is also fine. But I don't have it. I don't want to create. If you want to log into machine instance, obviously you will be logging. So create a key pair and select it here. But I don't want it, so let's leave it. Next thing is network settings. Network settings. First thing is availability zone. Which availability zone you want to create? You can select anything, or let it choose automatically. That is also fine. No worries. And firewall. Select existing or create a new one. I want to select existing default. If you want to create new one, so you can choose here. That is also fine. Mm, so you can remove the subnet option, let it choose automatically. That's why let it choose automatically. I'll tell you later. Now blah blah blah. These are all storage. You want 8 GB. I mean, if you want to increase, obviously expand and increase. I don't want it. It's fine. Create template. So we have the template now ready. This template, what it has? It has all the details to create a server. Correct. So what auto scaling need? This template obviously, because when scaling up means increasing the servers based on the load, it needs something to create the details of the EC2 instances. So it will use this template. Refresh. Sorry, here choose the template demo LT. See, this is what, right? And it is showing versions. What is the versions here? There is an option for launch template actually. Let's say it's just like GitHub, versioning management. Here also launch template. If you change something, it will create the change as a new version instead of modifying directly, so that you can switch back to previous version whenever you want. Let's say I'll change something. Maybe let's say modify template simply. Maybe I'll change the what I change OS image. Let me change the OS image. Come on. Please bear with me. Recently launched. You can select anything, your own EMI also, but I don't have it, so that's why I will change to Ubuntu. Let's say as an example. Create template version. I mean, I just want to change that. What happens is now this will create another version. Version 1 earlier, version 2 is the latest. So there are few differences, right? Obviously the image is changed, so that's why. What's happening? We have two versions now. See, 2 is the latest. In the latest, the AMI is 9E93E. Let's see the old one, 3CB2 something. The AMS I changed it. So here you can select which version, whatever the version you want. Let's refresh. See, ah, let's refresh and select. See, you can select whichever version you want, and it will create the instance based on that configuration. Let's say I want to edit again, and simply go to there. I'll add something, maybe user data. Let's say, what is this? Ubuntu, right? Is this Amazon Linux? Yeah, Amazon Linux. So let's add some shell script. Maybe I'll simply just blah, blah, blah. I'm just trying to install Nginx. Maybe some echo statement. Hello ASG. Simple, just I'm just writing. Now I'll start it. Sudo systemctl restart Nginx. So it should start Nginx. Now I made this change, so it will be created as a new version. I mean, template is only one, but the versions are different. That's it. So you can choose whichever the version you want. So there is nothing. I mean, sorry, there is no need to create anything, because the configuration whatever changes it will store as a new versions instead of directly updating it. It's good, right? I mean, to have like this, so that we can choose whatever the version you want instead of modifying directly. So let's refresh again. Which version you want? 3, maybe 3. Yeah, maybe 3 is version is fine. So that's how the launch configuration. So now whatever the version 3 configuration we have added, that will apply to here. So now this is about launch configuration. So at auto scaling group will use this launch configuration and this version to spin up the machines in that. So click on next. Obviously here network, select that. I think there is only one network default. So here there is something called availability zones. Here you have to select all the availability zones, whichever is present in the region. Why? Because why I need to choose like this? Because can't I just choose um, can't I just choose the data directly? I mean, only one availability zones directly. You can do that. That is also fine. But let's say, imagine out of this, let's say maybe 1A, you West 1A you selected, and all your servers, auto scaling group will create in that, obviously, because you selected only that. Imagine that availability zone is down. It means your application also down. But if you have selected multiple availability zones in auto scaling group, even if this availability zone is down, it still has two. So it auto scaling can create the instances in these availability zones. That's why it's important to select all the availability zones. So no matter what, let some regions have 6 availability zones. Select all of them, no worries. Because if 5 are down, at least one remaining is there, to create your instances. So that's why you have to select all availability zones. You remember earlier when I launch template, when I try to have select the availability zone, it's throwing an error. That's why I told don't select availability zone, because for this only. If you are like selecting only one availability zone, choose in the template also choose that availability zone. But we are selecting here multiple availability zones, so you cannot choose it. You don't, because of this advantage we get. So we should select all the availability zones. Got it? That's about availability zones. That's why we need to select all the availability zones. Next thing is like a distribution, availability zone distribution. So this, there are two options here: balanced effort, best effort, and balanced only. What does it mean is, as I told you just now, right? If you select balanced best effort, what happens is, if one availability zone is down for some reason and you cannot create an instance over there, auto scaling group will try to create the instance in another availability zone. It won't wait for it, so that your application will be running, your scaling will happen. But if you select balanced only, you can see the description now. If one launch fails in one availability zone, auto scaling will continue to attempt the launch in that unhealthy availability zone to preserve the balanced distribution. Even though, let's say, sorry, the availability zone is down, if you select this balanced only, it will try to run the servers in the same availability zone even though it is down. Got it? So that's how usually you have to select best balanced effort, so that if one availability is, one AZ is down, it will create another AZ. Simple as that. So let's choose balanced best effort. Let's click on next. And of course this is where you can add your load balancer. So you want, there is, if you don't want to add a load balancer, choose this. If you want to add existing ones, choose this. Of course I don't have anything. If you want to select create a new one, here itself you can create it also, attach load balancer. Which load balancer you want to create? Application and network. I told you classic is little old generation, no one use that. So maybe I want to create application. Okay, what is the load balancer name? Okay, scheme internal or external? Internet facing, because I want access. Subnets is already selected, I mean availability zones. Port number 80, where to forward to target group. Of course I don't have a target group also, let's create a new one, target group, so that request will forward to target group with 80 port. So no health checks here as of now, we didn't configure anything, because So since we are creating new here, autoscaling does not provide you options to create a ELB health check here. So you can, once it's created, you can add, you can go to load balancing configuration, add over there. So that's why make sure you create a load balancer earlier to this autoscaling group. I mean, that is also fine creating here, no worries. You can, or you can simply click on no load balancer. You can add later also, there is no wrong in that. Okay, I'm just trying to adding it, that's it. There is an option you can add like this. Got it? Now let's come health checks. There is something called health checks. Autoscaling have multiple kinds of health checks. Why the health checks are required? So in ELB also we have health checks. Why? Because if you know, if something, it will try to do the continuous health checks. If something is not healthy, it will remove the server from the load balancer, so that it won't send the traffic to that server. Obviously that's what, right? Similar way here also, in auto scaling group, if let's say one server is down for some reason, I mean, or not unhealthy, it will remove automatically from auto scaling group. It won't send the traffic to that, it won't be a part of that auto scaling group. Auto scaling automatically removes it. Got it? So that's why you have to select the health checks. What type of health checks? There are multiple types of health checks if you observe. Easy to health checks, it means the 2x2 status checks, it's already enabled, so you can't remove it. Additional checks are there: load balancing health checks and EBS volume health checks. Load balance health checks, you know it. You have to define the path, healthy threshold, unhealthy threshold, all these things. Of course we haven't defined yet, you can define later also, so that's fine. Or create a load balancer earlier to creating an auto scaling group, and automatically those health checks, whatever load balancer have, it will come here. That is one. Or there is a new one, when we are trading this was not there, recommended. See, ELB is recommended, it seems. This EBS health checks is EBS or volume, so whatever the root volume is there, right, you obviously it will create root volume for the instances which in auto scaling group, right? So if the volume is unhealthy, it auto scaling will replace the instance. So that is also there, it's a new one. So next is health check grace period. So health check grace period is, it's time period actually. First time when we create auto scaling group, the time period, it will wait for these many seconds before initializing our instances. So 300 seconds, I guess 5 minutes. We can't wait for 5 minutes, I believe. Maybe let's say 2 minutes, 120. So we'll wait for 120 seconds, then it will start the health check. So let's say now if I create auto scaling group, servers will create, obviously. How many it will create, that we'll see later, but it will create missions, and it will wait for 120 seconds, so that the servers will come up. When you create a EC2 mission, obviously it will take time, right, to initialize. Let's say you gave it here 0 example, sorry, let's say 0 you gave. What happens now is, immediately after creating a server, it will do the health check. Obviously it will fail, the health check will fail, because initializing will take some time, right? So that's why you have to give some limited time, some time, so that it can initialize, the server can initialize before you do the health check. So I believe 120 seconds should be fine. 5 minutes is too much. So 120 seconds, it will wait for 120 seconds, it means 2 minutes to do the health check. Then it will after 120 seconds it will do the health check, whatever we selected here, is it tools or load balancer if we selected. Got it? Next, click on next. Now here is where we define when to scale. As of now we have seen what to scale, I mean, like, use this template whenever you're scaling, launch template, and we've seen load balancing attachment also, but we have never seen how the auto scaling should work, how many it should scale up, how many it should scale down, what is the minimum, maximum, blah blah blah. All these things which relate to auto scaling we haven't seen yet, that we'll see here. Desired capacity is 1, it seems. Let's keep it 2, and minimum is 1, maximum is maybe 3. Here what's happening, this, it can go minimum until minimum 1 will be running always if the load is low, too low, and maximum it can go until 3 if the load is high. Desired means if there is, let's say, load is not that much high, not that much low, it will try to maintain the balance. It's maybe like an average, so it will try to maintain the desired state at all time. If the load is high, it can go up to maximum 3. It means it will create one more server from desired. If the load is too low, it will make sure at least one is running, even though the load is too low. Let's say there is no load at all, but it will make sure the one is running always. So this is about how many instances it can create. I mean, scale up and scale down. Don't say create, just say scale up and scale down, or increase and decrease, that is also fine. But now we are said, okay, scale up this many, scale down to this many, okay, desired is fine. But when it should scale, that's where these automatic scaling comes. That's where automatic scaling, auto scaling will come. So if you see, auto scaling have two things. One is no scaling policies. It means don't do any scaling. So how many servers I am creating here? Let's say desired 2, right? I want 2 desired. So 2 will run. So don't do any scaling. If you observe here, your auto scaling group will remain as it is initial size and will not dynamically resize to meet the demand. It means we're not enabling the scaling. We're just creating auto scaling group, but not really enable the scaling. So whatever the servers we told to create, to write, desired is 2. So it will maintain that state. It won't delete, it won't increase also. It won't, I mean, scaling, it won't scale down anything. So because we told not to. Next thing, we have like a target tracking scaling policy. This is the one which we need to add in order to scale up and scale down based on our load. So the name, first you can give anything, metric type. So I told, right, we gave how many to scale up, how many to scale down, all these things, except when to do that action, when to scale up, when to scale down. This is where you have to choose it. So metric type, this is the metrics we have available. So you can choose any metric and you have to give target utilization, how much percentage it is. 50 maybe, let's, I mean anything. Usually we keep it 70, something like that, but it's fine. So here what happens is, you know, based, if the average CPU utilization is 70, it will scale up. What is maximum number? Maximum 3 only. It can go up to 3. On average, it means I told the desired is 2, so 2 instances will be running. So out of that, average is that 70%, then it will scale. Otherwise it won't scale. It will calculate the average. Of course there is no memory, obviously. So because by default memory metric is not available, we'll see that when topic comes why it is not available, we'll see. Okay. So for now, CPU utilization. So scale down also, it's average value just we are giving, so it will try to maintain that. So based on this, the scaling happens. Earlier there was multiple scaling policies, like a step scaling policy was there, and a simple policy, scale up scale down policies were there. But now there is only one thing called target tracking scaling policy. So we just give a percentage in the target tracking scaling policy, and based on the percentage it will scale up and scale down on average CPU utilization. You can give any value, 99 or whatever it is. I mean, you can give it 99, not a good value, but maybe less than 90, around 90 maybe, as an example you can give like that. So that's about when to scale up. You can give anything, the name here you can change it simply if you don't want it. I just kept as it is, that's it. So is it clear? And now my application is running, 2 servers are running, obviously I told 2. So load is full, around CPU utilization is more than 70% on average, then it will scale the instance, and it maximum how many it will create. Currently 2 are running, so it can create only 1 maximum, not more than that. You can give any number here, so it depends on your requirement. Okay, so that's how the scaling works. When the scaling happens, because based on CPU utilization, when the target is 70%, average target is 70%. That's where it happens. So that's about the scaling. Next thing, let's go to next. Oh yeah, sorry, this I forgot to tell. There is something called instance scaling protection. Now what happens is, scaling, it means it will create a new servers, obviously, right? Scale out means scaled up, scale down, scale in, scale out, all are same. It will delete the servers when the load is too low. Obviously we give minimum as 1, so it will keep one server and delete the other things. But here it will delete servers randomly. It will delete the servers randomly. It's because out of 3 it will delete some 2, whatever 2, it will keep 1. But let's say I have a requirement that when scaling out happens or when scale down happens, I want to delete the old servers, not the new ones. The newly created, just now it's created, after 5 minutes the scale down is happening. While scaling down, delete the old servers, don't delete the new ones. So at the time I'll choose this. So what happens now here is, it will make sure whenever the scale out happens, scale down happens, it will delete the old instances from the auto scaling group, not the new one, because new one may have a new AMI, new data and everything. Just saying. So keep the, new configuration obviously. So that's why we'll keep the new ones and delete the old ones. So that's why you select the option. So that's about this install scaling production. Click next. So yeah, this is one notifications. So let's say the scaling happen, sorry, let's as example, scaling happening at maybe 12 o'clock or something. You want to get notified, right? You can't come, you can't simply let's say you're sleeping, auto scaling happen, or obviously it will do whatever it has to do. Tomorrow morning you don't know whether scaling happened or not. You have to come here, log into AWS account, check that. Instead of that, it's simply auto scaling. Whenever the scaling happens or scale down happens, any action, delete or create anything, whenever something action happened, it will send the notifications to you. That's better, right? That's when you can add these notifications and it will send you alerts. So first thing is event types. When to send alert? While launching some instance, scaling, when scaling means of course it's launching a new instance, right? So when launching an instance or when terminating an instance, when failing to launch and when failing to terminate. So any of these actions you can select. Let's say I select all 4. So when any of this action happens within our auto scaling group, it will send an alert to you. How to, where to send an alert? I need my email, let's say. So there is something called SNS topic, where it will ask you to your email address, and obviously, so there is nothing. This SNS topic is a separate topic, but yeah, we can see here, like we simply add our email here, and you have to verify the email. So just like how you verify generally if you log into any website, you have to verify it, and then it will start sending you alerts. So create a topic, give your email. That's it. It will send an email to you. If you click on next, it will come an email. Sorry, let's give a name. So what happens once you receive a test email? First confirm the subscription, just like verify email. Once you confirm, if any of this action happens, it will send an email to you. You can simply add comma, add any number of emails, no worries. Or let's say you can add a new notification also. This will, for this mail, maybe another one, maybe I'll create a test to something, test@gmail.com, whatever it is, and I'll choose only one event type. So only if it is launching, send me an email, not other things, because here all are selected, right? I don't want all. You can add another notification, you can add one more, you can add one more, like this. You can add multiple. See, there is no limitation. Of course you don't want it, you can remove it, just like that. Now if once I create a launch configuration, I'll get an email. I should get by now. Don't worry, I'll show you the email. So click on next. That's about, sorry, notification. You can add some tag, maybe name demo ASG. ASG means auto scaling group, obviously. So this tag will be assigned to instances also. Tag new instances. If you don't want, you can simply uncheck it. Just simply check it, no worries, all are good. Next, this is the review page. Whatever you have selected, it will be here. Obviously, let's go from beginning. First thing, we selected launch template. We created a launch template and we selected it. Version is 3. You know what is versions and how to create it. Instance launch options is what is the network, and the availability zone distribution, best balanced effort. So that if one AZ is down, it will create another AZ, the servers. And of course, load balancer, we are creating it. Demo AZ1. This is load balancer name. Target group also we are creating. These instances, whatever we created, it will be added to the target group. We'll see that. Health checks EC2. Grace period 120 seconds. Group size desired is 2. Minimum 1, maximum 3. When to scale up as required to maintain average CPU utilization at 70. Oh, so this I forgot to include. So what happens here is, when the scaling happens, I told when to happen. So if utilization is 70%, average CPU utilization, scale one instance. I mean, that's what we told. But it won't do it immediately. Let's say 70% is crossed now already. It will wait for some time. It will wait for some time, and then what it will do? If still, sorry, if still the load is more than 70%, average load is CPU load is 70 more than 70%, then it will scale. What is the time? 300 seconds it seems. Let's change it, maybe 120. That's fine. That's it. So I just, it will wait for 120 seconds and it will do its part, scale up or scale down. Yeah. Next, we have instance protection enabled. It means don't delete the new ones, newly created instances from the auto scaling group. If you scaling down, delete the old ones. And of course, add a notification, send to this mail. I guess, yeah, send to this mail if any of this event happens. Tag, and finally create auto scaling group. Now I am creating auto scaling group. What happens, load balancer will be created, because we just told, right, to create load balancer. And obviously instances also will be created. Let's open both. How many instances I told? Desired is 2. So 2 will be created. See, 2 are created. The tag which we just gave, see, with the details. Load balancer also will be, see, it's creating. Target group, where is the target group? Open a new tab. See, target group also will be created. See, targets, see, instances, they are added already, like that. And of course it will take some time, obviously, to initialize your instances, to create this load balancer and everything. Let's wait. You have to wait. See, that's how you create it. You can access it once the load balancer is created. You can access it, but obviously it's provisioning it. Let's patiently wait. That's how it's create auto scaling group. See, as simple as that. All you have to do is understand the concept, how it works. Then the setup is easy everywhere, not just this thing. If you understand the core concept and the big picture, what it is going to do, what it's used for mainly, so it is dead easy. Got it? So let's wait for a few minutes, 2 minutes in our case. Let's wait for 2 minutes. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you. I got a mail. Sorry, let me show you. I forgot it. I got a mail from AWS to confirm the subscription. See, you have chosen to subscribe. Blah blah. This is the topic name. To confirm the subscription, click on below link. Confirm subscription. Yes. Now what happens? Whenever any event happened, what are the events I selected? Launching, terminating, all the events I selected, right? If any of the event happens, it will alert me. It will send me an email. Where is the one we selected? Auto scaling. This is the one, dynamic scaling we just have. I'll tell you what is this thing. Don't worry. In few minutes. Instances, instance refresh, activity. These are the events you can select what it is going to do. Monitoring. Oh yeah, here. Activity notifications. When any of these happens, send me a notification. For that, it just took my subscription. It's just like an active verifying your email. If you create an account, it'll ask, right? Verify email, like that. Load balancer is still creating active. Let's try Nginx should come. Oh wait, HTTPS, obviously it won't work. Wait. I don't know why Chrome nowadays it's taking HTTPS automatically. See Nginx page, because in the user data we gave that in the launch configuration. Sorry, in the launch template. Sorry, my bad. In the launch template we gave the user data to install Nginx. Where is the? I can't see it. Versions, template tags. Okay, it's okay, but you got it right. What I'm trying to say, you remember hopefully. So we added install Nginx and start or stop Nginx, like that. So, and of course, sorry, you're seeing the Nginx page. If the load is too high, what I told, what is our policy? If it is more than 70, CPU average, add or remove instances as required. So if it is cross 70, it will add one more server. Obviously, we cannot cross until that much. So for now, I'll show you what happens, how the scaling happens, or one of the option. Simply, if I remove this server, one of the example I told, right? Let's say the server is down for some reason. Usually it will be automatically down, but I'm showing you the scaling part. If I remove it, detach means remove. What happens here? Automatically a new server will be added here. Let's wait, because we told desired capacity 2. Currently, as of now, sorry, there is only one, right, in service. So automatically it will another server will be added, because I told 2, so it will maintain the 2 as it is. Got it? And of course I got an email, obviously. Let's go see. I got an email that launching a new instance, EC2 instance launch, because what I told in the activity, if any of this action happens, send me an email. So launch happened, it sent me an email. See the details in this availability zone is created. So it seems instance ID, all these things. So like this. Got it? That's how. You can change your desired capacity, it will maintain that one. So if the load is too high, as of now in service 2 are there, it can create one more thing, because maximum we told only 3. Even though load is too high, maximum instances it will create only 3, because that's the limit we told. Go this maximum, not more than this. That's why. That's about auto scaling. That's how usually auto scaling works. There's one more topic, sorry, small thing I want to show. It's called scheduled actions. So now what happened, as of now we have seen is auto scaling will happen based on the load. Scale up and scale down based on the load whenever it is. It can be in the next minute, it can be next hour. It does not really matter. I mean, we don't know when the scale happens. Suddenly users may come like that. But there is a scenario like I know when the users will sorry, I know when users will be increased, or when the request will be increased. I'll create an action so that the scaling happens at that particular time only. Like that I can able to do it. Let's say, imagine like government websites. Remember, let's take example of results website, college results and everything, especially in India. Normally it will be okay, but when the users are too high only, they'll increase the servers, because we check the results only on particular days. I mean, maybe yearly once, and maybe for 1 to 2 days mostly. After that, everyone know their result. They won't go to their website anymore. So after that, no need of scaling, right? So only for the 2 days, the servers are required. After that, it's not required. At the time, what you can simply create a scheduled action, and you can tell the timing to that. Hey, at this time, on this day, do the scaling. Particularly at this timing only, do the scaling. It will do it. So that's when the scheduled action will come. Give some anything, test schedule something, desired capacity maybe 2, minimum is 1, maximum let's say 4 as an example here. It can go up to maximum 4. Recurrence. When you want to make this happen? Every day you want to happen at a specific time, or you can give a cron expression, or once means only at one time it will happen, the schedule action. Later it won't work. You can delete it, and later you can create again one more schedule action. So like that. So your wish. Maybe every week, Monday I want to make it happen. Maybe Monday my load will be high. So every week, specific. Oh sorry, every week time you can choose maybe Indian time, whatever time you want. Start date maybe today. Time maybe 11:59. Sorry, 11:59 means 12 p.m. now. Sorry, it's already crossed, right? Maybe 2 p.m. Not 2. We have to use 13:14 p.m. 14:00. So what happens is it will start the scaling at 2 o'clock, uh, starting from today. So every week Monday, see, every week Monday it will start at 2 o'clock. This is, see, the cron expression. And end time also, at this time we can end it. Maybe Wednesday, it's okay. Wednesday maybe Wednesday 2 o'clock only, same time. It will end here. It won't do after that scaling. You can define a start time, end time. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3 days, right? So 3 days it will do the scaling, whatever the scaling we gave. After that, it won't do it. This action is no use after that. If you don't want to use the end date, you can cancel it. So from here it will start. Every week it will do scaling. No end date until you delete it manually. Or every day if you want, that is also fine. Or once means only once. At this time particular, run it. After that, no use of this action. Like that also. Got it? That's how usually the schedule action works. You can create it, no problem. See, we created once. I guess I created once, so it will just scale the instances 2 p.m. exactly UST timing today, I mean December 2. So desired capacity is 2, right? We told. In auto scaling group also desired capacity 2 is there. It will make sure that if 2 desired are running, this action also try to create the 2 instances, but 2 are already running, right? So it won't create any new instances. So but scaling it can go until 4 as per more than 1 here auto scaling policy. Where is it? Sorry. So like that you can create a scheduled action. You may see here in the instances why there are 3. I told only 2, right? Remember earlier we removed 1 from the auto scaling group. That instance is not part of auto scaling group anymore. So it's is the individual instance now. What is the instance ID? C881 are the instances. C881. Okay, this 1A is not part of auto scaling group. Earlier it was a part of ASG when it's created, but we removed it now. We manually removed it because of some issues, it seems. So now it's not part of auto scaling group. So it is separate. Let's say you want to add this to auto scaling group. Simply go to instance settings, right click. Where is option? Let me decrease the font. Sorry. There is something attached to auto scaling group. You can click, see, apply, attach here. So this instance also will be added to this auto scaling group. Not just this instance. Any instance, let's say you created auto scaling group and you want to add your existing server, which is very old server, you want to add to a part of auto scaling group. Simply right click on it, instance setting, as I showed you, attach to auto scaling group, choose your auto scaling group and click attached. It will add the instance to that auto scaling group. You can do that. Got it? That's how. So now what happens? This instance is not part of auto scaling group. If I delete auto scaling group, the instances whatever. The instances whatever. Where is it? The instance whatever the part of auto scaling group, 2 instances, right? These will be deleted. If I delete auto scaling group, these also will get deleted. But it does not affect this instance because this is not part of auto scaling group anymore. It's outside. Obviously, it won't delete. And as well as load balancer also won't be deleted because once it's created, it won't be deleted by auto scaling group. Even though load balancer it's created as part of auto scaling group, but it won't be deleted. Let's see that. Delete auto scaling group. Simply let's click on, you can edit it if you want, you can simply delete it. Delete, delete, it's deleting. It will take some time, please be patient. So now it started deleting, it will take some time. So after a few minutes the instances also will start showing shutting down, terminating. It will take some time, except this one because it's not part of auto scaling group, and of course load balancer and target group also we have to delete them manually. I'll get another mail now. Wait for a few minutes, I'll get another because I deleted. So the delete mail will come, but it will take some time. Let's wait, let's wait, let's wait. It'll take some time, that's okay. Let's wait for a few minutes. Let's see. Okay. Let's wait, wait, wait. Meanwhile, so I hope you understand, what is auto scaling. So do practice. When you practice only, you'll get to see these options. If you just watch the video and if you skipped it, I mean you'll know the concept obviously, but you can't figure out the issue. If so let's say issue happened, you won't be able to figure it out without practicing, because if you practice you'll know where the option is. So then it'll come. Okay, that's why I'm always tells you to practice. Let's see. Is it started deleting the instances? There is this, yes. Still no. It'll come, don't worry. Let's wait. Let's wait for a few more minutes. Eventually it'll delete. Don't worry about that. Wait, wait, wait. How much time it will take? Let's wait. Let's wait. Let's wait. Hopefully it should. Let's refresh. Still we have to wait, so we cannot do anything. So obviously let's wait. Let's wait. Let's wait. Let's wait. Let's wait for a few more minutes. At least now. I hope I'm not wasting your time. Let's see why this is taking too much time to delete. Maybe let's see something activity. See the actions. Terminating is it instances. It's in progress. I mean it's trying to delete, but obviously it delete, but it's taking some time. 12:32, 5 minutes. It's taking more than 5 minutes. That's okay. It started, but it's taking some time. But you got my point, right? I mean, so I don't want you to wait again 5 minutes, check it, but you try it. But of course, it'll delete because you can see here the log here, the activity history. You can see the activity history in the auto scaling group activity tab. You can see it. It'll take time to delete. Let's refresh this. Yeah, finally. See, shutting down. Now it came. It took almost 6 minutes. It will get terminated. But if you see this one, this is not part of auto scaling group. That's why it's not deleted. We can delete manually. You have to delete manually. And let's see the load balancer. Obviously, load balancer will exist. See, because it's not part of. I mean, we created as a part of auto scaling group only, but it's not part of that. It's an individual service. And go to target group. The instances are draining because these instances are part of auto scaling group. But now see they are gone. You can delete all of them manually. Confirm, delete, target group actions, delete. It's wait instance. Sorry, the load balancer is still deleting. Now it should delete. Why the hell? It'll take some time. That's okay. Let's wait for a few minutes. It'll and delete it. That's okay completely. And of course, where are the instances? They're shutting down. Terminated, gone. Of course, obviously, auto scaling groups gone. See, there's nothing. Launch template you have to delete manually. So delete template or delete template version means you can delete specific version you want. Delete template means you can delete the whole template. Type delete, capital D, delete, done. You cannot delete auto scaling group. Sorry, you cannot delete a launch configuration when the auto scaling is present because auto scaling will be using it, right? Obviously, so you cannot delete at that time. If the launch configuration is not using by any auto scaling group, then you can delete it. Obviously, it's fine. But if the launch configuration is using by any auto scaling group, you cannot delete it. So this is also deleted. Target group should be deleted. Load balancer is not there. Yeah, it's deleted. Click, delete, delete. Yeah, deleted. That's it. All are gone. Of course, I got a mail. See termination because we are deleted the EC2 instances. See terminating. Two I got 1 minute ago because the two instances that we had deleted because we deleted the auto scaling group which deleted the instances obviously. So that's about auto scaling group. Hope you understand. So I'll be uploading the video soon. So do practice and yeah, we'll meet in our regular timings. So bye all. Practice.